The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos. Now, there is a world in which the Jacksonville Jaguars can win or earn the first seed in the AFC. They took a big step towards that by knocking off the Broncos last week. The Broncos are still first in the AFC, even though they lost and the Patriots won last week. But the Jags are hunting after them. The Patriots are hunting after them. But that being said, the Broncos, the fact that you're getting the Chiefs late in the season and it's a gimme in your favor compared to years past, just how quickly things have changed. The Broncos in this game favored by 13 points. The Chiefs coming off back-to-back quarterback ACL tears in 2 straight weeks. It's going to be Bo Nix and the boys looking for revenge. They are on the road, but you know Sean Payton's going to get them fired up, ready to go, try to respond to a tough loss. Meanwhile, on the Chiefs side, it's Chris Olave at quarterback. I imagine Travis Kelce knows that the end is near. Chris Jones is probably not going to be that motivated to go out there and perform. They just got blown out by the Titans. So how do we see this one playing out? I think I know the answer.
I would lay the points with the Broncos at -13. My problem with the Broncos is how they played last week. They against teams that I think they believe they're better than, and I do truly believe they were better than the Jacksonville Jaguars. They come around and they mess around and they don't put points on the board and they don't play consistent football. And their focus when they play inferior competition is never there. And I think we talked about this on the podcast before. This is a game, though, coming off last week. You need to win out to, seal the 1 seed. Big game coming up against the Chargers. I don't think you're going to have a look ahead there. I don't think you're going to be obviously you have no worries about losing this game, but I don't think there's going to be any thoughts of, we got the Chargers next week coming off what happened last week, losing to the Jaguars. I would lean towards laying the points here with the obviously with the Broncos. It's a big number. It's one they probably should cover. I do think ultimately this might get up to 14.5 just because of the quarterback situation with the Chiefs. With that being said, the Chiefs may have some pride being at home against a division opponent. 13.5 still a lot of points. So it's a struggle here. I'd lean towards the Broncos, but definitely one that the Chiefs could potentially cover if the defense comes out and just balls out.
So in his career, Chris Olave has played in 2 games. And one of the games he played in, he did not throw a pass. He didn't do anything aside from run for 5 yards and take a sack. In this last game against the Titans, which he checked into, he was 11 of 16 for 111 yards, no touchdowns, a QBR of 24, 2 carries for 7 yards. I don't even know that the Chiefs are going to get to 10 points here. They were struggling on offense a lot with Patrick Mahomes there. Now, at one point, they fixed it, and their statistics started to look a lot better. But if you watch them play, you would say there's so much burden on Mahomes here. Xavier Worthy is not ascended. Travis Kelce has been getting older. The offensive line. Creed Humphrey's awesome, but other than that, you've got some issues there. Jawan Taylor, I believe, is on IR now. So you're right that it has to be the defense. But this defense has underperformed all year. And with it being a veteran-laden defense with guys who have been 2 and 1 Super Bowls, they know it's over. I don't think they're going to come out firing, while the Broncos got to respond. You got to hold on to that number 1 seed in the AFC. It's a division rival and one where you get to embarrass the team that has embarrassed you for so many years now. So I think Sean Payton fuels them up. I could see the Broncos winning this thing 30-3.
It's a spot where the Chiefs have not been in. That's we don't know how the Chiefs are going to play in the spot because they've never been in the spot, especially looking ahead. The dynasty is done. The rebuild is going to happen now. Patrick Mahomes most likely going to miss all of next season. Travis Kelce is going to be gone. Chris Jones, you think he's going to play? How many more years he got to do?
Next year?
Right.
31 or 32, I believe.
5 years.
He's 31.
5-year 158 extension in March of 2024. That's a guy that you might want to deal, honestly, if you're the Chiefs.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
I mean,
I think they'll probably wait and they'll see what Mahomes' diagnosis is. Is he going to be back for the season? Because if he's not, then that's probably the time to do it. Because a contender will want Chris Jones, and you'll want to lose as many games as you can.
Yeah.
And you'll want to clear up your cap as well.
Yeah, so he might be gone. This is the time where the Chiefs dynasty is coming to an end fully. So not only is this season done, you're looking ahead to next season. I think if you're going to put it together for one game, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be this game on Christmas Day against the Broncos. Like, this ultimately becomes your Super Bowl. But I agree with you. I don't see them getting past 10 points. If you don't get past 10, it's going to be hard to beat the Broncos.
Yeah, because I mean, that's 23 points for a push, and we're not confident they'll even get to 10 points. Yeah, I think if anything, it's a stay away. I just would not feel comfortable getting, even though it's 13 points, I would not be comfortable taking the Broncos here. I think you're either betting the Chiefs or you're just staying away from it. Or sorry, flip that around. You're either betting the Broncos or you're staying away from it. I don't know how you could be comfortable with the Chiefs at plus 13.
You're going to get a good live number in this game, though, too. So if you do like the Chiefs, if you think you like 13.5, just wait a drive, wait 2 drives. Because if the Broncos cross the 50 on the first drive, that ultimately goes up to 14.5, 15.5. They score, you're at least getting 21.5 after a score and a stop. So I would just wait on that. You don't know what you're going to get there. But yeah, I mean, even last night too, like I was looking at lines, the Patriots plus 3.5, the Ravens go right down the field, ultimately goes right to 7.5. And that's a huge gap there. So for something like this, where the number is already 13.5, that line is going to be just massive if they go down 7-0.
I don't know about you. Not a lot of player prop odds in this game. I do like Courtland Sutton for a touchdown here because I think the Broncos will blow them out. I think they're going to score a lot of points. And once again, Courtland Sutton having a good year. He's going to get another 1,000 yards. He leads the team in receiving touchdowns at 7. He's 6'4". He can isolate mismatches. He scored in 2 straight games, 3 of his last 4. So Bo Nix, it's his favorite target. I think they're going to score points. So naturally, I would take him to score a touchdown, and you'll probably get solid odds too.
Yeah, no, I like that as well. And the one that I'm looking for, and again, we don't have all these odds and lines out right now. I'm looking for a Travis Kelce anytime touchdown this week. I think last game at home for him, most likely he is done. I know the quarterback situation is terrible, but if anybody can catch a touchdown around the goal line with this quarterback, it's going to be Travis Kelce. Big target there. He only had 1 catch last week. I think if you're Andy Reid, you're trying to get him a touchdown this week. So I would go Travis Kelce there. Also like Courtland Sutton as well. And then whatever the under for touchdown passes, I'm assuming a lot of Kuhn's over under for touchdown passes is going to be 1.5, just because they're going to be playing from behind so much in this football game. But I think if he's getting 1, it's going to be to Travis Kelce. Other than that, I think he's going under 1.5.
I could see it being 0.5, maybe like minus 180 odds on the over, something like that.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, if it is over, I would lean towards Travis Kelce just because of the storyline there. But other than that, probably something, we don't have a receiving yards here yet, but if you're looking for Chiefs props, I'd probably go with Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, guys that are going to be able to get open. Their lines are probably going to be dipped a little bit just because of the quarterback situation too. So those are the player props. Just look for the stars on the Chiefs and then look for Courtland Sutton on the Broncos.
Super Bowl odds, actually not Super Bowl odds, conference odds to win the conference over in the AFC. The Denver Broncos lead at plus 360. Patriots and Bills just behind, plus 380 and plus 390. Then you got the Jags at plus 500, maybe some value there. And the Texans at plus 550 before you get a drop off to plus 950 for the Chargers. Over in the NFC, it's the Rams at plus 240, Seahawks at plus 300, Eagles at plus 460, Packers 7-1, Bears and 49ers plus 850.
So for me, the New England Patriots solidified it last night. They're the best team in the AFC. Best overall, well-rounded football team in the AFC. I don't care if Lamar Jackson wasn't on the field. Top to bottom, Drake May, the way they're playing their defense, I think they have the most explosiveness with a good, decent defense there. So I think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. I don't know if they're going to get there. Josh Allen has to get there. With that being said, the Bills defense is terrible. It is one of the worst defensive units I've ever seen. And if Josh Allen can't bail them out 3 straight games, which he can, he's more than capable of doing it. It's a tall task to ask him to do that. That's my fear with the Bills.
One thing in that race for the number 1 seed. Now, the Broncos and the Patriots both used to cold weather. So if we just fast forward to the conference championship game, it's not like It's not like we're talking about the Dolphins versus the Broncos and how different that is, warm weather versus cold weather. They're both used to that, but just that ever present piece of the Broncos being at Mile High. If they have home field through the entire playoffs and everybody's going to Mile High, that is a big advantage. We've seen the Broncos have this before in the playoffs, that home field advantage. We saw the Denver Nuggets have it a few years ago where teams had to come to them and they were losing their wind playing up there. So that's something that's flying under the radar, but is a big piece of this as well. I'm
betting the Bills to win the AFC. I'm betting the Bills. I think the Bills
they had a terrible defense.
I don't care. If Josh Allen can't win the AFC this year, and he's probably not because I feel like the Bills are cursed, I don't know what to say. I would take personally, if I'm taking two teams in the AFC right now, I'm going to take the Bills and I'm going to take the Patriots because on any given day, Josh Allen can take over a game against the Broncos if they match up. Who knows what the bracket will look like. And then for the Patriots, they are the more complete team. I think they're better than the Broncos. Defensively, the Broncos have an edge, but I will take the Patriots offense, and I'll take Drake May over Bo Nix.
My two picks would be the Broncos and the Jaguars.
That's crazy. Trevor Lawrence is not going to the Super Bowl.
Trevor Lawrence is balling. Trevor Lawrence Hive, we're still here. We never left, and it's finally happening. He is finally, after being the number one player in elementary school, in middle school, in high school, in college, he's finally on his way in the NFL.
That's crazy. NFC Championship, the Buccaneers have kind of faded a little bit.
Yeah, sadly. You are so lucky we have not talked about the Buccaneers up until this point.
They're still favorites to win the NFC South, Grant.
I don't care.
They're going to.
They were favored to win the game on Sunday, and they lost.
They're going, but that was it. See, who would you rather be right now in the NFC South? Let me ask you that. Would you rather be the Buccaneers or the Panthers? I would rather be the Bucs.
I'd rather be the team in first place. I'd rather be the Panthers.
So you're going to smack Quinn Ewers on Sunday. You're going to blow Quinn Ewers off the field. And then you get the NFC South Championship game at home in Week 18. Like the Panthers they got to play their home game already. Now you got to come to Tampa Bay for an NFC South Championship game after we smack Quinn Ewers on Sunday.
Quinn Ewers is your guy. How could you say that?
You know what? He's done. Sunday, it's over for him. So the NFC, I think the NFC, it's like clear cut. The Rams are the best team. But the Eagles can beat them on any given day. The Packers can. The Seahawks
can. They just did it.
That was a fluke game. But any of those teams can win on any given day. I would probably be leaning towards like the Packers right now at 7-1 or the Bears for plus 850 just because of the value. I'm not saying that's like a slam dunk play, but the Rams are the best team in the NFC, clearly.
Personally, if I would bet Rams. If I had to pick three teams, I would bet Rams, Seahawks, Bears. And if any one of them does it, it's a profit.
Rams, Seahawks, Bears.
Really what you're doing is you're taking the Bears you're taking the Rams and two other teams. And if any of them win it, then you get a profit because the Rams are plus 240.
Also, too, low key, going back to the AFC real quick, the Pittsburgh Steelers for 14-1 right now. Kind of juicy.
Not for me. I'll pass.
I mean, the way they looked yesterday, they look good. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. This is a really exciting season. We're going to get a weird Super Bowl matchup. We're going to get Bo Nix versus. If we get Bo Nix versus Sam Darnold, I don't even want to watch the Super Bowl. There's a pretty solid chance that actually happens. I mean, that's first and second in odds in their conference. I want as much as I love the Patriots. And I would love to see the Patriots in it. I want Josh Allen to make.
I want Bills Rams.
Bills Rams. This is the year Josh Allen needs to go to the Super Bowl. It's already written in the stars. So I'm going to take Josh Allen.
And it would just be an interesting subplot of like, there's always been Mahomes and then Burrow, Lamar, Allen. We saw Burrow lose to Stafford in the Super Bowl. Is Allen going to beat him? Is Stafford going to take him down? And are we going to be having these conversations about we disrespected Stafford, we overlooked Stafford all these years? It'll be a fun matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Grant, that was Ride the Line with Grace Podcast and sports betting entertainment for another day here. Why don't you take us out of the show?
Guys, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure that you do hit that like button. That's the easiest way you can support us. Also, the hype button helps us out a bunch. Subscribe if you're new around here and you want to be locked in for daily videos, whether it is the full-length podcast, breakdowns of individual games, shorts, all that stuff. We got it right here on the channel, so make sure you are subscribed. And go to WSN.com if you're looking for the best sports betting picks and promo codes.
That was Redline, the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. We will see you next time for another episode.